legs are standing still. It's like you're stuck in a nightmare, but you keep doing it for the thrill. Well, this is reality, you only live it once, so wake up from your dream. But just for tonight, let the lines get blurred, let your thoughts be free, let your thoughts be free.
And hello everybody, how are you doing? I don't know what's going on. Here we go. Need to pause that. There we go. So I don't get anything feeding back. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Are we coming through okay? I might have to turn my mic down because I always get the whiners in the comments saying you need to turn your microphone down, Jason. And I never get it. That's it's just the way it is, I suppose, isn't it? But how's everybody doing? Do you want to read out some of the people's names in the chat whilst I load up Spotify?
I may do a mags from chain wrestling. John Harris. John Harris has been here for a while. Hello, John. Heavy Metal, Toenail, PK7, Michael Swedden, One Life Soccer, Matthew Zaishi, Brew, Cage Paps, Gabriel DeWop.
DeWop. God, what's the matter with you? Right, John from what?
Miles Yates, Brew. Like the stream, guys.
Like the stream. Like the stream. What? It doesn't cost you anything to like the stream, does it?
FPL Seb is putting a fantasy bet on £20. Erling Haaland to get a hat trick. 20 quid.
Who wants to put a bet on me beating Steve this week for points?
I think our teams are equal, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty much. I got De Bruyne though.
Yeah, that could be.
That could be the difference.
I think you captain him as well. I would. I'd be captaining him.
Oh man, it's too much. I don't know.
It's not a risk. Don't you dare say it's a risk.
It's like with Haaland, like he's the man in the middle, and he like De Bruyne is. No, I'm not captaining De Bruyne. No way.
No. Well, I'll tell you. You know how you mocked me. You raised eyebrow. You did the rock eyebrow about my potential -12. Well, someone's actually done a -12, a big member of the community. It's the guy that I like to seem to mention every week. It's Firetog. And I've told him to come on air. I've told him to come on air, Jace.
I don't get it myself. Why?
What do you think?
Why? Why? I mean, like, tell me why. Like, why? What was wrong with your team that you had to do a -12? I didn't get it.
Come on, Firetog. You've got your right to reply to Jace.
Yeah, come on. I mean, of course, right to reply. We always want to have people coming on to kind of give us the thought process behind it. I think it's crazy.
Are you all set for this? I know you're away.
Well, I am. Yeah.
Set for game week 2.
Mhm. My team's on the screen actually now. Mendy in goal at home to Tottenham. I think Chelsea could give a bit of a. I think it could upset. It could be a bit of an upset for Spurs owners in that game. I think it could be 0-0.
0-0. I'll take that. Paul Lee, you may want to listen to that. Moaning about Reece James, Kulusevski. Come on.
Well, so what? I mean, I think you put a stream out, you put a video out about your predictions. What did you predict in that game, in that Spurs
I think I put
Chelsea game?
I've got it here actually.
Or Chelsea Spurs game, I should say.
I put 3-1.
3-1
to Tottenham. Yeah. Only because of the way Chelsea looked and the fact that this is the kind of game where if Tottenham are challenging for the title, they've got to put a marker down on Sunday, which annoyingly I can't watch the game. It really annoys me.
1 second, Steve. I just want to hear this music coming through, and I don't make sure it's too loud. 1 second. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
I generally do think that if Tottenham want to put a marker down, they've got to win. They've got to win, even if it's 1-0. But their record against Chelsea is horrific. So I'm not really confident with my own prediction. But hey, I'm confident in Tottenham. But you're clearly not.
Well, I guess I'm a little bit bitter from last week, owning Harry Kane and getting nothing out of it. No, I think Tottenham can score goals, of course. I guess I'm a little bit biased because I've got Mendy in goal, so of course I don't want them to score. I think there's potential of goals in that game, but it could just end up being a bit of a nothing burger and ending at 0-0. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the more I think about it, the less I realise that that's probably going to happen. To be honest with you.
And to clarify, you did the Haaland move on Sunday last week, didn't you? Same as me.
After the games, yeah.
Yeah. Just to let people know, Burnley are playing at the moment. We're 1-0 down. Brownhill with a pathetic effort there.
Normally at this stage of the season, I'm doing -12s, -8s. But I don't feel the need to do it. Why would I do it?
Well, in my case, but I don't need to do it.
I mean, United against Brentford, you'd like to think that they can get something out of that.
Well, what are you thinking on that game?
I think that we get a boot up the ass by Ten Hag, and he gets them drilled this week in training, and we see an improvement. And against Brentford, I think Rashford could certainly get something, even though he was completely missing in the Brighton game.
This talk of...
I would like to see Rashford in the middle, played as a striker.
This talk of him going to PSG next year, do you think it may have an impact on him?
Not really. I think that Rashford just needs to... I think he'll play better down the middle. I genuinely do. I think every time I've seen him on the left, like recently, he's just not got no real output or ideas. And I'd be interested to see what the starting 11 is. I really will.
Francis Logan.
So they got McTominay and Fred in the middle, and I'm going to go crazy.
Francis Logan saying here, I've done double Newcastle defence, and I've got Wilson. Will Brighton score? I think there's more chance of a clean sheet for Newcastle in that game than Brighton. Let's just put it like that. Brighton are hopeless in front of goal. I know they scored 2 against United, but Newcastle are very good defensively.
What do you think of the people that have gone for Darwin as opposed to Haaland this week?
Sorry, Ashley Barnes with a bit of an effort there. I think it's a great move. I think it's brilliant. Go for it.
Do you think that everyone's wildcard's going to have Darwin and Haaland in?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And get rid of... I mean, would you rather have Jesus?
I think...
Or would you rather have Darwin? I know it's 2 million more, but...
shout out to Dan. He's on a 6-hour-long journey. Dan, if you want to waste time, why not come live on air with us? Why not have a chat with me and Jace? And for anybody that is listening, if you want to have a chat about Game Week 2, FPL Bailey's supposed to be doing his wild card. Come on, Bailey. You came on last week. Come on tonight. I know you're here.
Wild card, God, I wouldn't want to have the stress of doing a wild card Game Week 2.
This is the thing.
We're still not fully, not seeing all of the gems yet that normally come out in the first 3 or 4 weeks.
No,
you get the gems that emerge, and you think, oh my God, I need them in my team.
Are you
4.5s are 5 millions.
Are you actually Haaland captain?
I am at the moment, yeah, to be honest with you. It's boring, but
I don't think it's boring. I think.
No, it's boring as in the sense that everyone's going to be doing it.
What, for his one goal? In a
Haaland?
3-0 victory. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're all going to do it. Everyone's going to captain Haaland, aren't they? Let's be honest.
I'm not. Salah for me. Monday Night Football.
Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace. He's got excellent record against Crystal
Palace. Oh my
Palace.
God, my eyes are stinging. I don't know why, but I think I've just rubbed my eyes and
Would that be the sweat, won't it? It's a very hot day.
It's quite cold in it. It's quite cold in the shed at the moment. It's like,
well,
it's aircon.
You've got.
I was rushing around. I was rushing around before getting into the shed. I think what I've done is I've rubbed my eyes and I've had a bit of leftover. I don't know. I was having chicken wings, so maybe I've got a bit of chicken wings. But I did wash. I did go to the restrooms and wash my hands. So maybe there's something in the soap. It might be the soap actually. You know, it might be the soap in the restrooms. Maybe they got some dodgy soap and it's like interacting with my eyes now. It's stinging my eyes, literally stinging my eyes. Maybe it's the alcohol content in it. Hello, Paulie. Hello, No Weak Foot. I'm at 6.7 million rank and I'm not a wildcard. Probably should though. No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't have to wildcard. No. I'm 5 million in the world. Doesn't matter. Doesn't mean anything.
KDB captain, yes.
Milan Milic. Thank you for reconfirming your grassroots subscription. Thank you so much.
But that's another month in the league.
He must be doing all right. Hey, Milan, thank you so much for that. 2 stands for patience. Absolutely. Patience is a virtue, my friend. You don't wildcard based on rank, you wildcard you wildcard based on team. And I do think that people wildcard in game week 2 may regret doing that.
But Bailey had a plan though, to be fair. Bailey,
yeah, unless you have a plan. Like maybe you bench boosted game week 1, then you wildcard in game week 2. I understand that.
I'll tell you what, Jay, seeing as you can do it really, really easily, do you want to bring up the YouTube chat league and see how the top
Of course I'll bring up the YouTube chat league. Yeah, the top 4. FPL Bailey's top 91 points. So this is a bench boost. This is a team that's bench boosted, of course. So wildcarding game week 2 makes sense. But for people that are talking about wildcarding their standard team, I think that they're kind of maybe overreacting a little bit. That's my thoughts anyway. Mendy in goal, 7 points. Trippier 7 points. Digne 8. Nuri returning to 1 point between them. Son getting that assist. Salah with a captaincy, so he hit the captaincy nail on head, and you got Bailey, Neto as the opponents there. We're getting 10. So Bailey, Neto getting 2, opponents getting the 10, and then Kane and Mitrovic. You got Mitrovic, Steve. Wild, absolutely wild. And then Wilson and Castagna points along with Sanchez on the bench as well, getting him those points. 91 points. He's got to be happy with that. Really happy with that. Bench boost paid off.
Yeah, we spoke about it last week, and then of course, like we got Paulie 2nd, Peter Scullion 3rd, and then a fish as it stands right now.
Paulie got 87.
And look at
didn't use his bench boost. 87.
His team's perfect for this week as well. Perfect.
Yeah, he's got all the players that he needs. Like the Kulusevski pick, I like that. Aronson.
Yeah.
He almost returned points, didn't he, Aronson?
Yeah.
He could have got even more. God, he could have got more points than FPL Bailey, and he didn't bench boost. Peter Scullion 3rd place, 82 points. Just again got the same. You know, got Kulusevski, Zinchenko, Salah returning the points. Salah captains really kind of did well last week. I'm just so annoyed the more I think about it. Like Harry Kane, an FPL Sparta, John McEwen, 82 points. Again, James Trippier in there. He's got Walker, Cancelo, James and Trippier all returning points. It's good points from his defence. Haaland, Salah, Saka, Martinelli. Very good. Very, very good. So these teams, they've got a big advantage already.
And they've, like you say, they're already set up for game week 2. And then in game week 3, you can do a mini wild card if necessary.
And these teams like 30, 40 points ahead of me already.
Yeah. Yeah.
Incredible. I'm not even going to scroll down to find me. Well, there's you. You're 30th. So I'm going to be 53rd. It's all right. It's fine. It's only the first game week. It's okay. But yeah, very strong start from those guys. And I mean, to be fair, if you look at the top 10, within the top 10, look at outside. I mean, it's the first week, for God's sake, the top, I would say the top 30. The top 30 are like split by 10 points. From 9th place to 30th, it's 10 points.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. But to be expected from game week 1, right?
But I'm just looking at the Rivals League. It's exactly the same top 3, barring Anurag, who's officially 4th. So
Anurag's managed to make it to 4th place. Well, that'll be his season high. Just another Liverpool fan?
I was going to say, if you've got any temptation to go with Salah captaincy, but you ain't got him, have you? So it is just like you say, Haaland captain. You're not tempted by Kevin De Bruyne.
If I had Salah, it would be probably a temptation to captain purely because of the amount of money that he's at his price point, right? No, I'm glad that I've got a few differentials this week, and who knows? Maybe Sterling might do something this week.
I think that all the players that did nothing. Go on! Oh, God.
Are you having to be quiet?
Yeah, I can't really talk loud at this time of night in my room. But
I do apologise.
Just an opportunity there.
Oscar Bell saying he's considering Dennis now he's gone to Forest.
No. Even though I've got a Forest player, they are a wait and see.
Madeline Tudor in the chat. Prepare my trophy, mates. Where's Madeline?
He's in the Members League. If you go in the Members League, he'll be in there.
Oh God, is 6th place. 77.6 place, decent.
Game week 1 only. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
Only game week 1.
I get excited for other people's teams because I can't get excited for my own. It's tragic. Dennis, his shirt number should be -2. Very good. Very good. So, what are we doing then, Steve? Are we going to try and get some people on tonight?
Yes. Do you want to explain how people can come on?
Yeah, if you want to come and chat with us, you just need to jump into our Discord and wait in the waiting room. It's literally, I'll show you exactly where it is on the stream. Give me one moment. It's free to join our Discord. You just go click the link that's in the description or on the screen. And you can see straight away that I've not got it set up right. Here we go. The waiting room is here. You can jump in the waiting room and we will drag you on there.
And what's the key thing? Make sure that they put their team in the team screenshots.
Make sure they put their team in the team screenshots. Let's have a look what teams are in there already. It's been a while since I scrolled down here. So Shed End's put their team, so we can bring him on. The Shed End, how's it going? Good evening.
The Shed End.
Hello. Oh wow, you're very quiet, my friend.
Oh, bear with me.
Oh, there we are.
Bear with me.
You might want to turn your stream off.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's all right. So you've posted your game week 2 team in the Discord there.
Yeah, basically, I went for the old bench boost game week 1, and then wildcard game week 2, and it's backfired. So I've wildcarded, and now I'm sort of in a predicament whether I think I've got too many Arsenal, and I sort of want to swap Saka out for somebody else just to cover another team, and I'm not quite sure.
Well, let's back up a bit. How did your bench boost fail?
I mean, I got 45 points, so I didn't do too great.
Who did you have?
How did you get 45 points?
Oh, do you want me to put my last week's team in the screenshot?
Go on, do it.
Yeah, bear with me.
We can all do with a laugh. I want to see if we went.
Yeah, wait till you see this.
Let's put the aircon back on. It's getting a bit warm in here.
Oh,
Right, here we go.
Sorry.
Ready when you are.
I'm assuming this is no Salah. I'm assuming.
It's got to be no Salah.
Yeah, definitely.
And no Haaland.
Where's the screen?
Oh, Liverpool backline, double up.
Bear with me. I'm coming now.
Here we go.
Blimey, this is a...
Oh, shall I put the kettle on?
Yeah, I'm sorry about this.
It's alright, don't worry.
Right.
While we're waiting...
There you go, it should be in there now.
Oh.
It's dire, isn't it?
Why did you go Cucurella?
I don't know. I just thought he was going to play. I thought he'd start for the money they paid for him. But obviously, you know, Ben Chilwell started, and to good avail, really, because, you know, if he'd have not started, we might not have won that game.
I'm amazed you went just the one Arsenal, considering a decent fixture. What was the thoughts behind that?
I thought it was going to be a tricky game. I just thought Palace were going to turn up and, you know, a bit of a London derby.
I thought I had a bad week.
I know. So
I got 50 points and everyone was mocking me. I mean, that's just bad luck, that team. I mean, it's not out of the world picks, really. I mean, you've got decent picks in there.
I know.
Differentials as well.
And it was Darwin was my sort of like punt sort of thing, and he's returned the most. I know. I know, but it's just like, you know, Cucurella didn't play, and I've got 4 points on the bench. It was just an epic fail, but at least I can wildcard now. I mean, it's a bit early, but you do get the second one, don't you, in November? So I don't know.
You do get the second one, but I mean, so the team that you have wildcarded to, is what you've put up here.
Yeah.
Why did you choose Mendy?
I just think he's a good keeper. You know, I'm a Chelsea fan. I rate him. You know, good for save points. We're quite good defensively, I find. You know, we're not really.
You're a Chelsea fan with that very strong London accent. Where are you from?
No, I'm from Manchester.
Why Chelsea?
Hey, my uncle was a Chelsea fan, and my dad don't really follow it. So obviously, I got bought the kits as a kid, and then you can't switch your teams, can you? You got to stick with it.
Yeah.
So took all the stick through school, as you can imagine what it was like going to it.
I can imagine what it was like.
But yeah, and then my punt this I've gone with Skamaka because he's sort of like my punt this season. I think that I want to have him when he gets those goals. You know what I mean? That first game week, he's 1.1% owned or something like that. I just think he's I think he's 7 million.
7 million.
Yeah, he's coming at 7, has he? Wow.
I just really, I like how he plays. I think he's a really good player, and I think, you know, he's well suited to the Prem. And Arsenal, West Ham have strengthened massively, so I think they're a really good side at the moment. They'll be tricky to beat. which was why I got Haaland in, really, because that's why I didn't have him in first game week. I wanted to see how he'd played against West Ham.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I thought that was a good test for him, really, because, you know, it's not an easy place to go.
So for people listening on audio, we've got Mendy in goal, Trent, Zinchenko, Cancelo, Diaz, Saka, Martinelli, Kulusevski, Darwin, Skamaka and Haaland. You're set on the Haaland captaincy then?
Yeah, I mean, you know, considering fixtures, I think it'll be between Haaland and Darwin, you know, back and forth. But I just think, you know, the home games are where it's going to count. I think, you know, where they're going to get the hauls. I think it just looks insane, doesn't it? I don't think I've ever seen anyone that fast.
The problem is, though, is that both of them they've got the same fixtures, home and away. So when they both play at home, they play at home, and away and away. So it's going to be very difficult for you to.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you might go with a weaker fixture there or so. I didn't realise that they actually matched up like that. City and Liverpool. Yeah.
How close is this to your final wildcard?
Pretty much there. It's just the Saka pick because I don't think I've covered enough. You know what I mean? With another team, I think that I was sort of swinging towards maybe Foden or Mount, but I'm not sure. So I thought I'd call in and
Mount wouldn't be a bad shout, to be fair. I'm
Yeah.
looking at the chat. Lewis Martins is ripping into you, saying he needs serious advice, not a pat on the back. Skamaka, please. Could be great, but not yet an asset. So he's saying that he's not proven. He's certainly not. We want to wait and see.
Darwin wasn't proven. Haaland wasn't proven in the Premier League. You know, we can go all day where he wasn't proven before the starts. I just want to have him when he hauls. You know what I mean?
You want to get there before others as well.
Exactly. I don't know. I always go with a punt. I think, you know, I always go for the well-priced players who you think they're cheap for the money, like, say, Diaz. I think he's underpriced. But you know what I mean? I just think you've always got to go with a punt. I think that's how you win it, isn't it?
You don't. I mean, you don't need to get players in just for the sake of.
Hold on. We've got a red card here at Watford. I forget his name now. The Brazilian lad that we've signed won a race against against Kamara. Kamara brought him down. It's not a penalty. It was outside the box, but we've got a red
last
card.
Man.
10 minutes. Last man. 10. Definite red. Got 10 minutes to try and score. Vitinho.
Oh, right. So he's basically took a hit for a team then.
Yeah, Vitinho was through. He was through. Whether he would have scored or not, no idea. But he was through, and Kamara's just brought him down. Red card.
No one cares about Burnley, Steve-O. They're not Premier League anymore.
I care.
Yeah, but it doesn't. It's back to subject matter.
Hopefully, we can get something.
You're a Liverpool fan, aren't you?
Hopefully, we can get something out of that.
Get a Nunes top.
Yeah, 10 minutes, but it's going to be back against the wall now for Watford.
Yeah, I mean, this team isn't bad. I mean, Skamaka is obviously an unknown, but you know, that's your one punt really in the team. That everyone else in the team is pretty much set and a good asset. So I think it's not a bad combination.
I think just go with the. I mean, answer to your question about Saka. He's a brilliant player. Just go with the best players in the league.
On pens.
And
yeah,
he's playing for a really good team at the moment. Got really good fixtures. I think you're set. Yeah. For the next God knows how many weeks.
Yeah.
And you can easily switch around certain players easily.
Yeah.
If and when required. If this Skamaka flops, you can easily swap him out for whoever and then maybe upgrade a midfielder.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Depending on what formation you want. I mean, Cucurella, I'm assuming you're just going to be waiting to see if he's going to be a starter.
I just thought when he came on, he's such a good player. I think I was looking at some of his heat maps from last season, and I'm sure he's like a winger. He's just up there, and it's just. I think he's just once he gets going, but it's him and Chilwell, isn't it? But I've heard he can play in the three, in the back three of the with the centre backs, and then like overlap with him that way. I don't know, left-sided centre back, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I just think he's a good player, but he is at risk of rotation, I think.
I'm very boyish about Tottenham this season, let alone this match against you lot. How are you seeing the game on Sunday?
Tottenham look good. I think Tottenham look a lot better than Chelsea do at the moment. I think, Conte, he's a good manager. He's made a lot of signings, and I don't know. I mean, it's either going to be a draw, I think, something like 0-0, or I don't know. I think Tottenham could do us 3-1, 4-1, 4-2. So I don't know. I just with Chelsea at the moment, there's no goals. So
Jason's got Sterling in his team. How do you think he'll fare then?
Well, I wasn't totally thrilled when they signed him, to be honest. I was like,
why?
Hands in the air. Well, I don't know. Like, but we've got players like Pulis. Don't get me wrong, Sterling. Hate him, I like him. He's a great player. He's done a lot in the Premier League. He's got a great record, but I just find him to be very selfish. Like he's just focused. There's been so many times at City when he could have just squared the ball, and it's just an easy finish. But I don't know. I think he's a very greedy player, but he's good. I didn't see. We need a striker. A proper striker. We've got loads of wingers, Ziyech, Pulisic. Don't get me wrong, we're not as good as him, but I just think, you need some like Liverpool and City. They've gone out and signed a big number 9, just someone up top. I just don't think, Havertz could do it, but I just don't think he's a born striker.
I would love to own a selfish player in FPL though.
No, don't get me wrong, but he misses a lot. He misses a lot of his chances. And I just think, why would Pep sell him if he was that good? Replace him with Grealish. It seems like a backward move on the outside.
We'll have to wait and see, won't we?
Of course. Yeah,
I think that it's the same thing. Same sort of thing at United, that we don't have a distinguished striker.
Yeah,
it's frustrating. You've got no focal point at the top of the pitch. Someone that's going to hold the ball up, someone that's going to be physical, someone that's going to get in there, get on the header. Look at Nunes, Darwin.
That's what I mean.
That I would dream of having someone like him at Man United, like someone like that's just physical, fast, great header of the ball. Just an out-and-out striker that would be an outlet for the wingers and the midfielders, and that's what we need, and that's certainly what Chelsea needs.
Yeah, definitely.
But to find those players is very difficult. Premier League standard.
Well, the last good striker Chelsea had was Diego Costa. In my book,
I liked Costa.
He was brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, I think just a bit hot-headed, but that goes both ways. I think that can be good.
I like that about football. I like footballers that are like that.
Yeah,
passionate.
Yeah, I mean, Costa, he had great feet. I remember a goal he scored against City where he just turns that Otamendi, and it's just like he's such a big, powerful man. And
Ronaldo, they were saying that out striker like Ronaldo. Come on, guys, Ronaldo don't want to be United. There's a difference. There's a difference between Ronaldo and it's actually bringing in someone that's looking to prove themselves. Ronaldo doesn't have to prove himself anymore. He's proven himself pretty much at every stage, and he doesn't want to be at Man United. So if he doesn't want to be at Man United, he ain't going to put in the shift. He wants to go elsewhere. I
thought it was a bad move getting him back. I mean, he did score.
I mean, I must admit, I was excited because of the emotion of having him back at Old Trafford, because of the memories that I have of him.
Nostalgia.
The nostalgia, but soon realised that he's a different player now, and he's certainly different in his headspace. He's different,
Yeah,
he's got a bigger ego now, rightly so. And the first sign of trouble at United, and he's basically just down tools essentially. well, I mean, I don't want to be too harsh on him, but
No,
you know, he's obviously taking it easy.
He must be frustrated.
You know,
for him. Must be frustrated.
But single-handedly, the first half of the last season, if without him, we would have finished further down the table.
Oh, for sure.
Him and De Gea bailing us out last season. So
I don't know how you still have De Gea, how you've kept hold of him. He's got to be the best keeper in the world. He's insane, De Gea.
Yeah, well, he has his moments. He does have his moments, but I think that's mainly because he's got no defence in front of him that's able to actually defend.
Yeah.
Like, to be fair to De Gea, he's probably one of the most exposed goalkeepers in the Premier League. Like, in terms of through balls and in terms of, like, just men unmarked in the box. If you look at United and how many times people are unmarked in the box when they get the ball played through to them, it's ridiculous.
And he's got Harry Maguire stats in front of him. I mean, you know.
Yeah. Anyway, we always talk about Man United. I don't want to talk about Man United. It's depressing, man. It's depressing.
Well, just one thing on Ronaldo, though. It was funny. Me and my friend was having a conversation about why Gareth Bale didn't do so good at Real Madrid or why they didn't play him. And we was watching videos of his goals, and you were sort of seeing that he was getting in Ronaldo's position and getting goals, and then every goal he scores, you go and check it on YouTube. Ronaldo never celebrates with him once. In one instance, he throws his hands down, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that would mind that. How am I going to get that? You know what I mean?
There is definitely something going on in the dressing room, behind the scenes, definitely, 100%.
Well, that's like you say. It's what do you do? You know what I mean? He's one of the greatest to ever play the game. You know what I mean? But you can't really argue with him. It seems he's become bigger than the club. And I think that's But yeah, we'll get off Man United.
But there was problems at Man United way before Ronaldo came back.
Oh, for sure. As soon as Ferguson left,
this has come back all the way from Moyes.
Yeah,
all the way back to Moyes. We saw this. Solskjaer. I mean, to be fair to I liked Van Gaal. I was sad to see him go, and I was sad to see the way he was treated. We've treated our managers like shit. We treated our managers. Yeah, we treated Moyes like shit. Van Gaal like shit. We treated Solskjaer. In my opinion, we didn't treat him very well. I mean, he got a lot of stick, but with the team he had and what they were doing, I thought he wasn't doing that bad. Ragnick, absolutely. Wow, they made an example of him, didn't they?
Well,
he came out, told the truth, saying that there's problems. 10 changes need to be made in that club. Like 10 first team players need to come in. You got sung out the door. I mean, anyway, we need to sort the top end of the club out, not just the players that are on the field. But why were you talking about Man United all of a sudden?
I don't know. It just keeps coming back up. We're just trying to get off the subject.
yeah. Let's move on.
There's a lot to talk about, isn't there?
Oh, don't even start, man. We're just a laughing stock, absolute laughing stock. Everyone else just laughing at Man United. Anyway, it is what it is. But thank you for coming on tonight and sharing your team.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me on. It's been great, and thank you very much.
Speak to you again.
No worries. See you later, guys. See you later, Steve-O.
Cheers, dude. Thank you.
See you later, mate.
What a nice guy.
Yeah, I didn't recognise the name. Hopefully a regular listener to the show. Bloody hell's a lot of people.
Do you want to get someone in?
I think it was Abdul. In fact, I know it was Abdul that's next. So yeah, bring him on.
Abdul, how's it going, man?
Hello, buddy. How are ya?
All good, dude. All good. How's your start to the season been?
It was all right, but I've had to wildcard.
Oh, why? Why have you had to wildcard?
Let me put my team up.
I've got it here. I think it's Sanchez in goal. This is your wildcard team.
My
is
Gameweek 1 team. Yeah, that's my wildcard team. Just put my first week Gameweek 1 team.
Oh right, you're gonna share us your Gameweek 1. Okay.
So obviously I did the Kane move instead of the Haaland move. So I started with.
Well, you can't beat yourself up about that. That was everyone. to be fair, with that fixture,
Why did you wildcard? Why?
this team is perfectly fine. What? Hang on a minute. Can you just gone to Kane to Haaland like I did?
1 second, let me just sort through my.
I'm trying to work out what's wrong with your team, my friend. I mean, you got Maddison, you got Mahrez. I mean,
What I did, because I wanted Darwin. Yeah.
you wildcarded to get Darwin in.
Yeah, I wildcarded just to get Darwin in.
Why?
Because it was a -16 because I got problems with Mahrez, so that was another issue I had to sort out. And I had a problem with Leicester because Leicester second half, I don't know if you watched it, they were just awful.
I don't think that was about. I mean, Maddison got you points.
Yeah, he did. But the thing is, I wouldn't have gone Maddison if I knew Barnes was injured.
Hang on. What would Maddison have to score for you to keep him in for more than 1 week?
No, but he was playing. The thing is Brendan Rodgers is playing him out of position. He's playing him up front at the minute.
Yeah.
Pre-season really good. We looked really good with Barnes, but Barnes.
But let me ask you, Abdul. Let me ask you. Did you think that you were going to wildcard in game week 2 when you set this team up?
No. I would have taken a -16 or wildcard.
I mean, you got points from Salah.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't captain Kane like a lot of people did that had him. I mean, you've got. I just think that. Oh, I mean, looking at your wildcard, let's get your wildcard team back up. Is it?
So I sorted my goalkeeper out. Yeah, and I've got 1 million in the bank as well. So next week, Trippier becomes James.
I don't know if you needed to wildcard, to be honest, to get Darwin in, Foden in.
If I didn't wildcard, the problem is next week I would have had enough money because of the price rise to do exactly the team I want now.
Because of Haaland.
Yeah, because of the price rises with Darwin, not because of Haaland. I would have been pointing one out.
Well, yeah, Haaland and Darwin went up, didn't he? So, I mean,
if I wouldn't. If I left it as it was, next week, like tomorrow,
you wouldn't have been able to get this team.
Yeah, even on a -16, I would have been able to get it. I know it's a bit panicky, but maybe I panic.
Okay, well you've got a very attack. I mean, the attack is very strong. Darwin, Haaland, Jesus, very good, very strong. You've managed to keep Salah there. You've got Martinelli, Foden. I mean, the team's good. It's a good team. All right, you've wildcarded now. It's too late to go back. It's a good team. Is it better than your other team? Little in it, I think.
There's not much in it, is there?
Little. I think there's little in it, and I think it's probably just gonna balance itself out, and you one less wildcard to show for it. I hope you're not having to deal with issues in 3 game weeks, 4 game weeks time, and having to wish for another wildcard, or and wish that you'd hadn't used your wildcard. But your team's strong. It was strong before. It's strong now. Let's just hope you don't have to make wholesale changes again, and take hits.
I think I'll be alright.
Yeah, I mean it's done, and I suppose I've seen worse teams. So best of luck to you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There's nowhere else I can suggest improving. It's very good team, very good team.
Yeah.
Just don't panic when say Darwin blanks, Foden blanks. Don't get rushing to get them out for a -4. Just stick with your team. Stick with your players, man.
Can I ask you one question? Stevo,
yeah.
Can you tell me who's left in the Burnley team? Because it's like everybody's brought your players into the Premiership.
Brownhill and Taylor. Cork,
Is that it?
Rodriguez and Barnes. Yeah.
Oh dear. You got lots of. Have you replaced anybody?
Yeah, we've got a bunch of Anderlecht, Man City, Chelsea loanees that are doing really well, to be fair. We're playing a very possession-based style of football, which I've never ever seen Burnley do before. It's actually quite fascinating watching. We've had a few opportunities in the past 10 minutes to put the ball in the back of the net, but of course Bachmann having the season of his game of his life. Brownhill, if anybody's playing Gaffer, Brownhill is certainly one to be looking at in your teams, but I'm very confident this year that we could get the playoffs, surprisingly. If this team continues gelling the way it is, I think we're in for a very, very, very exciting season. The goal came from a mistake in midfield. They hit us on the break. A very well-placed finish by Tom Cleverley in the last second of the first half. If that doesn't go in, the game ends 0-0. And I wanted to take a point tonight because Watford have still got virtually the same team that came down, give or take. Whereas we, as you've just mentioned, have lost everybody. So to put in a fight like we've done away from home against Watford, I was very happy with that performance, albeit I've only watched pretty much the second half. And by all accounts, it sounds like Company is trying to do what City do, Barcelona do, which is just harass players, trying to get the ball back as quickly as possible. It's working, and it's something different. And I'm genuinely happy with the way everything is. A lot of the players in our team were deadwood. They didn't want to be at Burnley anymore. They'd been there for so many years, and now they've moved on to pastures new. I'm just going to be interested to see how the likes of Tarkowski, McNeil do at Everton. Cornet at West Ham. Does he even play for West Ham? Does he start for them? I won't have a clue. I don't know whose position he would take over. And then, of course, you got, Weghorst went away. See if he starts scoring goals again. But no, I'm very optimistic with the way this season's turning out so far, albeit a 1-0 loss tonight. But, these things happen. It was always going to be a tight game tonight. And, but yeah, very optimistic, I'd say. Very optimistic. In fact, I think bringing in young, hungry players is probably the best thing to do for teams like us, to be honest with you, because these old, tried and tested players, they don't want to frigging be in the Championship. They don't want to be at Burnley. I'd rather someone like Vincent Kompany brings in these players that want to play football and put in 100% effort, and this is what I'm seeing from this team. So yeah, I'm very confident that this year we're going to push on and
bounce straight back. Yeah.
I think it'd be tough. I'm not going to proclaim to be a championship expert, but certainly playoffs. I think playoffs. I think I apologise to the person who it was, but someone who was an Anderlecht fan. That's where Company came from, was an Anderlecht. They said that expect there to be a lot of passing and no shooting, and that's what I'm seeing. Plenty of passing, and it seems a bit like Arsenal of old, where Arsenal fans were getting sick to death of them just trying to pass the ball in the back of the net. That's what it seems like with us, but a poorer level. And we just need a striker. If we can get a striker that can actually put the ball in the back of the net, unlike Rodriguez and Ashley Barnes, I think we'll do very, very well. Does anybody know if Ronaldo wants to come? Jace? We'll take him.
Keep dreaming.
No, it's to be appreciated.
Abdul, are you new to the show? I was supposed to ask.
No. I've seen him in YouTube. Not YouTube. Yeah, I've seen him in YouTube and I've seen him in the Discord for quite some time. Yeah. It's the same. So yeah.
It's the same, Abdul. I joined you guys right at the beginning.
Oh, brilliant!
I decided I want to be more involved.
Is the Discord OG, Steve-O?
Yeah, I'm an OG.
He's an OG Discord.
You're part of the journey.
Part of the journey, definitely. You've seen the Discord grow, haven't you, Abdul?
Yeah, it's banging in the afternoons, I tell you that.
Tell everybody whilst you got a moment why you like the Discord, for anyone listening that's not part of the Discord.
If you want some banter, you want to talk about anything FPL, get to the Discord in the afternoons. There's 5, 6, 7, even sometimes 10 people. We just have a good laugh. We talk about FPL. We have a laugh with each other. It's absolutely brilliant.
It is absolutely brilliant. Abdul, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for joining us tonight. We look forward to catching up with you again, dude, and letting us know how your wildcard's gone. All the best, dude.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you were in the Discord earlier, weren't you, Jace?
I was literally working, and I had the Discord on in the background. I couldn't speak, but I was just listening in to what the people are saying. It's always good to hear what the community's on about. See Firetog's in the waiting room. We'll get him on in a minute. We're gonna go through orders, of course. Let's get Danish. Was it Danish Doughboys next? Is that right?
Yes, I believe so.
I think it was Danish Doughboy. How's it going, my friend?
Oi, boys.
Good evening.
It's been a while.
Are you in a good mood? Did you start Game Week 1 on a good foot?
Should have done.
Yeah. I did the one and only transfer. I got Haaland in for Kane before the price drop. So
nice.
I was happy about it.
Yes.
But, yeah. Any questions about the team?
Did you captain Salah last week?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay. Any questions?
I'm at 66.
That's good. Same as Steve-O.
Outside the top 2 million.
Yeah, that's
all right.
It's fine for Game Week 1. 66 over 60 points. That's what you want to be averaging. Right, Raya in goal. Alexander Arnold, Zinchenko, Cancelo, Robertson, James, Salah, Saka, Bailey, Haaland, Jesus. Other than Bailey, really, that team is.
Yeah, it was strapped for cash, really.
It's the odd
budget player.
Yeah,
and I just really wanted big at the back. Yeah, and I was happy that Zinchenko pulled out. What a guy! He's the type of differential that pulls people ahead, just like with Haaland versus Kane. That was a coin flip decision, really, and Haaland came out on top.
Absolutely. I can't really suggest anything with this team. You've made the transfer anyway. You're certainly not going to do a -4,
no,
or a -8. So I mean, this is a strong team. It's a very strong back line. You've got the point providers at the back. You've got Salah. You've got Saka, who's a penalty taker for Arsenal. A very attacking Arsenal team. You've got Jesus and Haaland. I mean, you can't get much better than that, Steve-O.
This team is virtually my team. To be honest with you, it's the odd player here or there that is slightly different. I think it's excellent. I think the 5 at the back are fantastic choices. Your 4 main players up front in Saka, Salah, Haaland and Jesus are probably going to do well this weekend. You're probably going to break even like a lot of us this weekend. Definitely Haaland captain. No thoughts on Salah?
Not really. I have a philosophy. If I transfer in a player, it's for the reason that I believe that he is the best player to bring into your team that week.
Wow.
It's not always that way because of price restrictions, but with that philosophy, then I also like to captain them. It may be just like last season where Salah punishes every single week, but we're gonna take a chance with this one. Haaland looked really good. And I'm not just like a boy fan or something. That team looks like it can create a lot of opportunities for a big monster man who's got some legs.
Yeah, I completely agree. You're not worried about Salah's history versus Crystal Palace and Liverpool's history against Crystal Palace?
There's always worry. But there's also risk. And I think this risk could pay off.
It's not a risk, is it? Bringing in Haaland. I mean,
yeah. Now we're getting into the unfamiliars.
No risk.
I think Arsenal's looking dangerous though. I'm happy about how many assets. I feel like they're a team of value this season. Do you agree?
Yes, they are excellent value. Zinchenko, I think, is an absolute gold mine. Genuinely, I think that he is going to flourish at Arsenal. Saka, we don't need to talk about because we know how good he is. And Jesus looked on it against Crystal Palace, and I think that against Leicester, a very leaky defence, they're going to come out on top tomorrow. And I'd like to think Jesus will get something.
Well, I just think of it as, if you look at the top 3 strikers that are coming out of Spurs, you got 12 million, you've got 11.5, and you've got Kulusevski for 8. So versus Arsenal's is 886. You can get their front line for a bargain. And there's going to be a lot of goals. I mean, I think it's going to be a 2-0 Arsenal win as a regular this season. That's my bold statement.
What was that, sorry? You think?
I think that Arsenal is going to win games 2-0 quite often this season, because Saliba looks dangerous at the back. He looks so good. And then, I don't know, I think Zinchenko holding up the midfield with Partey looks like a steal. And then, yeah, I think Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus could nick 1 or 2 goals.
Yeah, I think that Arsenal, like Tottenham, if they want to be challenging for this top 4 this year, in Tottenham's case for the title, it's games like this weekend they have to win to put a statement down. I think, Arsenal's history against Leicester is good anyway, but I think that Arsenal to win, like you say, 2-0 against Leicester, I think, you know what, I think they're onto something here. Same with Tottenham, if they beat Chelsea, I don't know, 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, whatever, and make a statement. I think people have got to look at this and go, actually, I think these mean business. And we all know that Man City and Liverpool assets are always going to perform for us. But it's, can we find that right Tottenham or Arsenal asset that actually outperforms that Liverpool or Man City asset? And we will find out in the next 4 or 5 game weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about finding that value. Jason, what's your top 4 predictions this year? Or how about the Tottenham-Chelsea match this weekend? How about score predictions? Your choice.
Well, I selfishly wanted it to be 0-0 because I own Mendy. But I do have Sterling in it. But my brain tells me that there's going to be goals in the game, and I think Tottenham are going to win it 2-1.
I was going to agree with you. I think Tottenham has the edge. They look really good.
Yeah, I think 2-1, maybe 3-1 to Tottenham is what my brain's telling me. My heart's saying, my heart, I shouldn't say my heart really, but my FPL heart is saying that it's probably going to be 0-0. In the sense of I just want a clean sheet for Mendy. If Sterling can get me something, I'll be over the moon.
I love that you brought in Sterling.
If Chelsea can get a sneaky win, if Chelsea could win that 2-0 and Sterling get both goals, I'll be over the moon. But is it going to happen?
Is he on pens?
No.
Okay, but he's so solid. How long till Sterling gets his feet? Tomorrow? You don't need the day.
Sorry?
I'm looking forward to when Sterling is a true FPL asset. You're trying to get ahead of the train.
Yeah, trying to.
If Sterling starts popping off, then you're in a good place.
If.
I mean, most of us are wildcarding game week 5 or 6, right? So it's not that big of a risk, right? I don't know. I've heard a lot of rumors about early wildcards due to the World Cup, where we get unlimited transfers. So,
well, we've seen people tonight, haven't we? Hit the wildcard button already. We know FPL Baby.
Oh, no kidding.
The wildcard button. So they've done it because the fact that they in game week 1 they bench boosted, so they just wanted to get a high quality team for game week 1. In one case it's backfired, in the other it's actually paid off. The wild cards look genuinely very, very good, but for all we know, the game week 1 team that failed may do really well this week. So people like Jason will prosper. We don't have a clue. That's why
I like Sterling. I think he's a quality player, and I can't believe Man City. What happened at Man City? They just like gave golden nuggets to the rest of the league. I guess they're that far ahead of everyone. They gave away Sterling, Zinchenko, Jesus.
I just think they've just become surplus to requirements. I think that's all it is. I think they want a new challenge, maybe. Zinchenko especially.
That club runs their business really well. They finance their deals. I mean, Haaland was basically paid those 3 players right there.
Yeah. And you would think that
I love this. I've just got something downloaded that I'm going to use on the stream.
Okay.
Oh, annotations. Nice.
No. Well, it's not that. It's so I can draw on the screen now.
Yeah.
This is so good.
And you can make notes and stuff.
Yeah, I could be like this. I could be like that.
Yeah. You can grade them like papers.
Get him gone.
Yeah.
Get him gone.
You can grade them like A through F.
This is brilliant. Sorry, it's just made my day.
No, that's good. Nice.
That's cool. No, thank you so much for stopping by. Max Roberts is just turned up with with a super chat.
Good hanging out, guys.
Yeah, you take care, man. Thank you.
Right.
Thank
do you guys
Danish.
do you think that Mahrez will start this week? Do you know what? I think he will. Steve-O?
Let's do some basic research here. Let's go on my favourite website, whoscored.com, and let's see what their predicted lineup is, shall we? But I think that there's a very decent chance of Mahrez starting. I don't know how Pep works, but let's just quickly see what they're thinking on whoscored.com once it loads up. And the answer is no.
You don't reckon?
Whoscored.com don't think so, but take that with a pinch of salt. That's probably based on their game week 1 team. But I probably think that Man City are probably going to play the team that played against West Ham, personally. But I don't have a clue. Go with your gut. Is what I say. Go with your gut. Let's get on Fire Talk. We've got to get on Fire Talk, Jace.
Go on then.
Let's get the legend. Hi guys. Fire Talk. You've done a -12, mate.
Can you hear me?
We
Can
can hear you loud. Can you hear us?
Yep. Shall I give you hi guys?
Watch out, you're going to kill Steve-O.
Crying out loud. -12. What?
Go on, roast me.
Well, tell us what you've done. I mean,
The team's in Hangouts. Pop it up.
well, I can see it's in Hangouts, mate, but I don't know what your team
Not in
was before.
Hangouts,
What was the
No,
transfer?
it's in. So Son has gone to Haaland.
Son is gone.
And Sterling has gone to
Hang on, let me just get your team up.
Darwin.
Oh, hang on. I need to move that over there because that's...
Hold a minute. So who did you bring in for Sterling and Son? Then?
So Son went to Andres Pereira, and then fodder from the striker went to Haaland, and then Sterling went to Trossard, and the fodder striker went to Darwin.
You're mad.
Well, first of all, Bailey's crossed out.
Bailey's not a starter. He's going straight to Trossard's going straight off the bench into Bailey.
So Trossard's coming on for Bailey. See, look at this. I'm a
Not
proper
this
manager.
week. Not this week.
I'm proper
Next.
manager. Look.
Oh, look at
Why
that.
wouldn't you play Trossard now?
Newcastle's got a really good defence.
Oh, hang on, it's not coming up right. It's not coming right on the stream. Why is it doing that on the stream? It's weird. Sorry, I got a new toy I'm playing with.
Yeah, I see that. You're moving Darwin to a centre back. I don't want him playing centre back. Look at that.
But yeah, dude, I think this is. Why would we rip? We wouldn't rip into this team. You got De Bruyne, Haaland.
You can rip into the minus 12.
Darwin, the minus 12. Yeah,
the minus 12, right? For the psyche of that. So basically,
before you continue, Fire Talk, I don't know if Cage Paps has deliberately asked you this question, because I don't know why he's asking us. Thoughts on Mark's rant? Now I'm assuming that means Mark Southern's rant. Well, I've already addressed that in the members video. Have you got any thoughts on this, Fire Talk? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm of the same mentality a little bit as Mark in terms of certainly this year. I don't.
Well, hold on.
I'm so bored of the template.
Before you continue, do you want to explain to the audience, for anybody that doesn't know, what Mark's rant was?
All right. So basically, he went with a non-Salah, non-Haaland team, and the same way that I did. It was not that we went to the same team. He went with Kane, and I went with Jesus. But same strategy of going no Salah, no Haaland. Now his rationale was he went Son and Kane. He thought they would bang against Southampton, and then his plan was to watch City, and then depending on how City played, move either Son to KDB or Kane to Haaland, based on having seen City play in a competitive game that wasn't Charity Shield. And I don't know, most people probably know about FPL Optimize and FPL Review and all these models that are out there that are all effectively predicting that the optimal team is the team that everybody has and every content creator's been spewing out for the last 4 weeks, and every Rate My Team on Twitter has got the same team, practically, give or take a player.
Yeah.
So his rationale was, before the game even kicked off, that he can't win because everybody is now of the opinion that there is an optimal team, be it that's hypothetical, not actual. And therefore, if he beats the optimal team, he was lucky because that team was not optimal. And if he doesn't beat the optimal team, then he was stupid. Now, he didn't, obviously, template did really well. The optimal team did really well, same as last year. And I think he got like 52 points. So I haven't seen the criticism, but obviously something went on because he came back saying people being snobbery, and there's a whole bunch of things that he was being defensive about. And, you know, if you continue to be like this, then where's the creativity? Accepting that models are good, but they shouldn't be the be-all and end-all, and you shouldn't judge people's teams. You take away creative thinking if the only solution is an optimal team.
Yeah.
And you basically stifle the interest in the game because we're all going to have this optimal team and we're all going to be the same.
Yeah.
And I mean, Jason's similar to me in that respect. I went with a non-optimal team. I might now, I run my program. I look at 92 million different combinations and
a non-optimal team. You've given it one game week, Firetalk.
No. I'm splitting non-optimal being, if you looked at the optimal team with Salah and Kane, or Salah and Haaland, and you went without those, and I went
for that
those.
One game week. Yeah.
Hear me out. So my program came out with the same optimal team as all the other ones. That Salah was essential, but I looked at it and went, well, you know what? You can get just as many points, or almost as many points, going in a different way. And I was just so bored with the optimal team that I likened it to being in the Tour de France. You're going to go in the peloton and sit in there, peloton with everybody else, going at the same speed, doing the same thing. And then you're going to get to game week 32, and then you're going to sprint to the final. But for 32 weeks, so through to April, they're all going to do the same thing. And to me, that last year I was quite bored. I mean, I got 25k last year, had a decent season. I was never outside 100k really. I look back on it and go, did I enjoy last year? Well, okay, I got triple captain Salah when he got 24 points, and I got KDB captain when he got 30. I couldn't tell you a single game week from last season that I remember that was interesting because I was just template with all the other templates. Now, if you don't go template, you go roller coaster, you're going to have really bad lows and really good highs. But if you've got 6 really good highs at the end of the season, be it you finish 250k or a million, you're going to remember that season for those really good highs. So I thought this year, you know what? I know what the optimal is. My program's told me what the optimal is. FPL reviews told me what the optimal is. Twitter's told me what the optimal team is. But I don't want to do that. I'm going to chance my arm at enjoying it. And basically what I said is, you can't take risks in life. You can't take risks with your health. You can't take risks with your finance. You can't take risks in anything that you do in your everyday life. Why not take a risk in FPL? What's the consequences? Oh, look, you get a million rank at the end of the season. Wow, you know. Where are you going to take, if you can't live a little bit, so F it, you know, just go and do something that you enjoy and attack it. So I attacked it with the no Salah, no Haaland game week 1. And it didn't work out. I got 42 points, but that's part and parcel of the roller coaster, right? And the hangouts were laughing at me. I'm like, it's fine. I'm quite happy with that because that's part of the enjoyment of going no template. You either get fucked in the ass or you have a great day. So
well, that's 50p straight away.
Yeah, I'll super chat you a pound and you can have another one. So I'm quite happy with my 42. But what I did when I went into that one striker, obviously the theory from last season is strikers are poor value. We all know that. Back the defenses, the values in defense. But last year's stats doesn't take into account that Liverpool and City have changed the formation. Liverpool and City have got prolific number 9s now. They're focused on getting the ball to number 9. It's completely changed in the way they play in the game. That your models are not taken into account. Or certainly my model wasn't taken into account. FPL review maybe, but they're still not giving Darwin any credit in those models. So I looked at it and thought, I'm going to get ahead of it. Well, not if you look at the Scouts analogy of a shield and a sword. Darwin is a shield. I brought him in because he looks phenomenal, but it's a shield because he's already highly owned. And Darwin's my sword. I'm trying to get on the Darwin before anybody else does. I mean, he's 25% owned, but not by anybody with a template. So it was a -12, but I think the team looks really good right now. Certainly this week, all home fixtures. If luck goes my way and my roller coaster strategy is a high, this week could be 100 points game week, and I'd make my 12 points up in 1 week. It could go tits up as well, of course, but that's the strategy anyway. So that's the rationale for a -8 in game week 2, which wasn't on the plan originally, but I think I can justify it from the way I want to play the game.
Your team looks legitimately fantastic. It's great. I just think getting rid of Son.
Son's coming back in next week, by the way. Son's coming next week.
What, for De Bruyne?
Yeah. We're just talking to John in the waiting room there. The plan is, so I've got, if you've got a captaincy in City, I've got a captaincy in Darwin for Liverpool when they play Bournemouth game week 4. I've got a captaincy in Son when Spurs have got, because basically Liverpool, City, and Spurs have got really good caption options for the next 7 weeks, alternating. So I'll take the haul hopefully from De Bruyne against Bournemouth. That's why I got rid of Son. Son Chelsea, De Bruyne Bournemouth. Keep De Bruyne for Bournemouth. Do the hokey cokey next week to bring in Son, and now I've got effectively one premium, although Darwin's not really a premium at this point, in each of the 3 teams to captain on any of the game weeks where they've got the easy fixture, and they've all got one of them each week has got an easy fixture, be it Wolves, Bournemouth, Forest, I think Fulham. I think that's the next 4 fixtures after this week. So that was the plan there. Is Son might screw me this weekend because he does tend to troll me, so I got rid of him when he didn't. I had him when he didn't do much. He may do something this weekend against Chelsea.
He'll batter Chelsea.
Yeah, he could well do. But will he batter them by more than what KDB will get against Bournemouth?
Well, the history suggests they're going to turn out equal, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, in the predictions, I've got City to win 6-0, and
you're going 6. Wow.
And I can't remember what I've got for the Chelsea one. I think I might have 1-0 to Spurs. So from that point of view, it makes sense for me to go KDB if they think they can haul 6.
And I always say this: Kevin De Bruyne at home to these teams always double digit haul.
Hopefully.
Usually. the Haaland captaincy, as you said, is just going to be your shield. That's done. That's set.
Yep. And then when Liverpool play Bournemouth, everybody will captain Salah and I'll captain Darwin.
I love the thought process that you always come out with. I find it fascinating, and I always think it sounds too good to be true. And game week 1 was a flop. Will game week 2 be the same?
It could be a flop, but you know what we said before game week 1? We don't know anything, right? All we know is pre-season. We know nothing going into game week 1. Coming out of game week 1, we know a little bit. Coming out of game week 2, we know twice as much. I thought I saw enough in Charity Shield and game week 1 to go, oh, I've made a big mistake. I need these guys on my team. And I couldn't make that decision from the Charity Shield. I looked at Charity Shield and Darwin came on and he looked good, but he only got like 20 minutes. Haaland didn't do it. Haaland was getting the chances, but he wasn't putting them away. There wasn't enough evidence. And then when you saw him take those 2 shots last week, you're like, oh my God, this guy's lethal. So, yeah, I've gone early, but I'm trying to get ahead of the pack.
Yeah, but that's good, because if you can get ahead and this plan works out, this -12 pays off over the next 4 or 5 weeks. And while people like me and Jason or whoever are trying to bring these players in, we can't, because we can't afford them. You've done it.
Yeah, I did it on Sunday, so I got all the price rises too.
Yes, good man.
Jason, that cross against Cash. Cash is going to Saliba week after next. So basically next week it's KDB to Son, and then it's Cash to Saliba, and then Trossard's fixtures start. They got a really nice run. Trossard's coming in for Bailey. Bailey becomes first sub.
Got you. Awesome. I think that I'm just chuffed that I've got this little thing I can draw on now. It's really good. I need to get a little tablet that I can properly draw, you know, instead of using my mouse. Steve hasn't got no idea what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, he's putting little crosses against my guy, Steve. Just the filler ones. Everybody else has got.
In fact, Steve, I've got an idea, because you've got no idea what's going on, have you?
No.
So, Steve, I've actually got an idea.
I mean, in theory, I could put the stream up in front of me, but I can't bother.
No. In theory, all I need to do is just go on air and share my screen. Sorry, go to here, share my screen. Share my screen. Oh my God, is it going to let me do it? Because I've got this in the way. Share my screen. Hang on. Share my OBS with you.
Is this on Discord?
There you go. So now, there you go, Steve.
What are we looking at on Discord? Or?
You can watch my screen.
Yeah, Discord.
Right. Okay. Whereabouts are we supposed to be looking?
In live on air.
Yeah.
Go to on air.
Here, yes.
So now you can watch. Now you can watch what's going on. So whatever I'm doing on the stream, you can see.
Brilliant.
Yeah. That way you can see what's going on, Steve-O.
Excellent.
In real time.
In real time.
Yeah.
So you can see me messing around with the paint thing. So anyway, Firetug, you've hogged the air for too long. Let's get someone else on.
No worries.
No, I'm joking,
that was
man.
fantastic.
Thank you for coming on.
No worries. I'll stay on if you're going to bring John on. I know somebody else waiting, but I'll stay on.
Come on, John.
Johnny boy.
Yeah, guys.
Thanks for waiting.
So I was just speaking to Dan. How's it going? You're right, Jace. You're right, Steve-O.
You're right, mate.
Oh, Johnny, my nemesis. How's it going?
I'm good, pal. I'm
What did you get? What did you get game week 1? Points wise?
48.
Oh, guess what? I got more than you.
You picked me by 2 points. Well done.
Yeah, more than you, mate.
Well, I'm part of the, the no Salah,
my team as well.
The no Salah Captain Kane shit game week 1 club. So at least I'm not on my own.
I'm gonna give your team a score.
It's looking good, John.
It's all right, isn't it? I can't. Yeah, I'm not unhappy with the way the team's looking for the game week 2.
I'm assuming it was Kane to Haaland.
Yeah, it had to be done. It was always the move that was going to be penciled in for game week 2. It's just annoying now that obviously you look back at this Southampton scoreline and to get no return from Kane, it's a bit devastating. But you know, you can't grumble the fact that it was the right decision. I still back that decision for captaincy because you know they scored the most goals. They scored 4 goals. Yeah, Haaland got his 2 goals. That hurt me. Salah, I expected Salah to get something, do well. He did. He got the 12. But I suppose. Go on.
No, it's fine. I was just going to troll you. It's okay. I'm not going to bother. Vice captain Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah, but I mean, what was the likelihood of Kane not playing that game? It was just a.
No, yeah, but what's your why is vice captain Trent
this week? Oh, that's to be. I'll change that probably. I haven't even.
I mean, it's a viable option. I just didn't know if there was any rhyme or reason.
No, I'd probably the vice captain would be on KDB for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's Are you tempted by captaining De Bruyne instead?
It's a tough one, but I think from what we've seen so far from the Community Shield, from the first game, like City, they're all about feeding Haaland. And for me, I'm expecting a big score. So I think from previous seasons when City used to get these big scores, you know, the 4, 5, 6 nils. You tend to see a bit of a spread of goals, like you'd see like a big spread of point scorers. But now, I think you can say goodbye to those days. I think Haaland gets involved in a lot of these returns. So, yeah, it's captain Haaland, and then KDB's there. It's like I'm happy with that KDB pick for this week, and then you know the switch to Son could be done going forward. We'll see how KDB gets on.
Your team
depends.
I'm going to actually guess. So I reckon Meslier gets 2 points.
he'll get at least a couple of save points. He'll get 4.
Cancelo is going to get. I think Cancelo's going to get 6. Trippier is going to get 2 points.
Well, that's one.
Trent's going to get 6. Maybe he could. Yeah, Robertson's going to get 8 points. James is going to get 1 point. Martinelli's going to get you 5 points. Diaz is going to turn around and get you 9. De Bruyne is going to get you 4th. 11 points. 11 points. Jesus is going to get you 2 points.
Yeah. So I'll be ahead of you after game week 2.
Haaland's going to get you 18 points. That's decent.
It's a big call. I mean,
big call.
Yeah. I mean, we're looking at the only thing I was thinking of, and looking at my team now. Would you be tempted to play Pereira over Trippier?
I was actually about to say that. When I said I was going to troll you, I was going to go wipe Trippier out and bring in Pereira on.
It's something like I'd never.
I honestly did think that. I honestly thought not a bad shout.
Interesting one. I've
playing so far forward. Fulham.
Yeah, he looked very good, didn't he? He looked very good against Liverpool.
And Brighton, I think Brighton will score against Newcastle.
It's a tough one. Yeah. It's a tough call because I always penciled in the game week 3 move.
He might end up getting the same points anyway. 2
Possibly.
points.
Yeah. I mean, I've got the penciled in move next week because I think Trippier's got a tough game week 3 fixture. So Pereira comes in for game week 3 for Trippier anyway. So it's going to be an intriguing game, that Brighton Newcastle game. Very intriguing.
0-0.
Well, I'll take 0-0, Steve, for sure. But they both impressed me. First game week. Both impressed me. So I think we'll learn a little bit more after game week 2. And that Spurs, I can't wait for that Spurs Chelsea fixture as well. I think Spurs will win. I do think they'll win.
You able to watch it?
No, I'm at work all weekend, so okay. I'll have to catch it on the highlights. But yeah, that game for sure is going to be so intriguing. I think we'll learn a lot as regards to where.
Fire Talk's thinking 6-0 to Bournemouth. Could be like a 0-0 something like that. What are you thinking in those two fixtures?
So I've predicted a 5-0 City win, and I predicted a 2-0 Spurs win. I'm pretty sure. I think this is where we see Spurs kick on. I mean, Chelsea didn't impress me much against Everton. Everton had a lot of chances in that game. If it wasn't for like Thiago Silva kicking a leg out a couple of times, Everton could have scored a couple of goals.
Yeah.
But we'll wait. This is why it's intriguing now, because Chelsea need to kick on from that fixture. Spurs look. I mean, it's difficult to say. They played Southampton, one of the worst teams in the league. They won convincingly, but Kuleveski's up against Gineppo. They're going to be up against a lot of better defenders in this game week. But that's why I think it's such an intriguing game to see where these teams are going to be for the rest of the season. I think Spurs do win, yeah, 2-0. I'm a bit jealous of Kuleveski owners. I think he's the one player that I'd love to get in my team. I think anyone that's got Kuleveski, I think he's probably the best sort of value pick now at that sort of 8 million range. And if you haven't got Son or Kane, he's just an easy player to hold, and you can put your funds elsewhere. So, be an interesting one, because if I did drop KDB down to Son, then the other option is probably drop him down to Kuleveski, save some money, and then I could potentially switch my team around and get Nunes in. But I'm still gonna be patient with Nunes. Give him another 1 or 2 games, see how it goes.
Max Roberts won. Good luck this weekend, fellas. See you Sunday. Max, thank you so much for the super chat. It's much appreciated. Yeah, I'm quite looking forward to it. I don't know how much of football I'm actually going to be able to see, because I'm going to be driving on Saturday for quite some time. 4.5 hours, I think, driving. I'm going to Wales, for those of you who don't know, for the week. And I may not have any 4G. I may not have any Wi-Fi. So I may not have any way of actually getting any updates of what's going on. So it'll be kind of weird. But I'll do my best to try and call into the show if I can. Get some, maybe a pub might have Wi-Fi somewhere. You know what it's like in Wales, guys? They're cut off from the world, aren't they? Steve-O, you look so concentrated right now.
I was just getting rid of spam.
You're doing a crossword? Yes, isn't he? He's just sat there. He's like that. He's just like that. Staring at something.
John, what are you thinking on Firetog's plan?
Thank you for the 12. Thank you for the 12 points. That's all I can say. I mean, look, we've all got our own ways of playing. He's seen something and he's attacked it early. If you're going to do it, I can understand going early for it and get the points back. Yeah. I wouldn't personally do it, but I've spent a lot of time talking to Five. I can understand his reasons, but I still think it's one's week worth of data. I mean, it's brave. I'll give him that. It's a brave, ballsy move. We'll see if it pays off, but I just want to thank him for the 12 points, first of all. So.
Oh, you got a nice healthy lead.
Dally Paul's quickly saying that Steve-O, are you going to be doing the Captain Monday Night Stream Football?
Yeah. Oh, not the stream. No, I can't. But it all depends what happens. All depends what happens in that game. If
he goes wild, Steve-O may do an impromptu stream.
Yes.
So go ahead, Firetog.
I said John's got a nice healthy lead on me now.
Well, how much of a lead has he got? 20 odd points?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, first game week, you can kind of catch that up over. You can catch that up in 1 week, to be honest.
40 points behind top of the mini leagues in the Hangouts leagues. Way behind in rivals leagues and stuff, but I think Kazali's on 72.
You catch it if you, as long as you think that you've done the moves that have improved your team and brought you in those players that the others haven't got. That can.
Yeah, you're the biggest advocate for big hits, Jason.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, just taking your methodology.
Yeah, well, I'm not afraid of taking hits if I honestly feel that I made a mistake and I need to rectify it. But I wouldn't be taking big hits to bring in players that are heavily owned by everyone else. Normally when I took big hits, it was to bring in like.
Well, Darwin's my hit, right?
Yeah, that's a good transfer because everyone's going Haaland. Everyone's going
Haaland.
So.
was a single hit because that was the first thing I would do was basically block that. So that was a one hit. But the double hit, the -8 was the Darwin. But yeah, that's the big gamble. But that's I'm hoping I make the profit on that one.
Yeah, that makes sense. What's the best week to do wildcard? Best week?
I was going to ask you that actually. Have you looked at when you're going to wildcard?
Any time between game week 4 and 6.
Mm-hmm.
From game week 4, I'll be looking to use it. From game week 4 onwards. That's generally when I use my wildcard anyway. Let alone the fact we've got an extra wildcard this year anyway. Yeah. I genuinely wildcard in game week 4.
Can I just ask you if you were to wildcard this week, just out of interest, which players would you bring into your team now? Just after that, one's week worth of data.
One week worth of data. Well, Nunes, 100% Nunes straight away. Mm-hmm. Darwin. Oh God. Well, I would have to bring Haaland in because I didn't have him in game week 1. So it'll be Haaland, Nunes. I'll probably have them as the 2 strikers, to be honest. I would keep Luis Diaz. The thing is, it's like I wouldn't change that many players up in my team.
It's so difficult to get Nunes in your team when you've got, say, if you've got Haaland and Jesus. How do you drop Jesus?
Well, I wouldn't have Jesus. I wouldn't have Jesus. I'd have Nunes over him.
Yeah, and that's the thing for me. If I drop,
I'd have Saka and
exactly.
I'd be able to. You'd be able to have Saka or Martinelli, right? As you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If you drop Jesus, you have to have Saka, and then you can get Darwin in. I thoroughly agree with that. You could have Saka, Martinelli, and even like Saliba as a cheap sort of Arsenal defensive option. Saliba. And then, you could get Darwin in.
It's tough, though. I'm not convinced, but I don't have enough data to actually think that of wildcarding. Nowhere near enough data. So it's a really tough question. I wouldn't change enough players in my team right now if I was wildcarding to justify the wildcard. Like what Firetog's done with the -16. Hey?
12.
The -12, sorry. What Firetog's done with the -12, he's changed players, but he has still got his wildcard that he can use in 2 or 3 weeks' time. So, those points he can easily make up over those 3 or 4 weeks. So, I think that's a better play than just basically wasting the wild card, bringing in 3 or 4 players.
There's a big fixture swing around about game week 9 when the international break is, and that looks like a good wild card time because Liverpool and City they play each other, I think, and there's some difficult fixtures for Liverpool. So I think the template's going to fall apart around then, and it's going to be interesting to see how people go. Do they stay with the big hitters with bad fixtures, or do they move on to the Leicesters and the West Hams who've got good fixtures? And I think that's a good opportunity for your wild card. Mm-hmm. Obviously you use it early on if you need it, and if you've made a mess and you need to get out of it. But if your team's doing well up until then, that seems like an optimal time to make a change.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. I mean, you want to make sure that you're taking advantage of fixture swings and bringing in enough players to justify a wild card. 100%. Darren Walsh is saying, "Hi guys, I thought I might drop in just to let you know my good game week went 5.5 million in the world. A bloody joke. Game week 1, Darren. I'm 5 million in the world. It's not the end of the world. Honestly, right now with the points so stacked together, your 5.5 to 3 million is probably not much. It's probably like something like 8 or 9 points, right? There's nothing between 8 and 9. These sort of 5.5 million rankings and 3 million, even top 2.5 million. There's not much. So don't get yourself all hung up about your game week 1 points. It's one game week, for God's sake. You're not going to score. You're not going to be the best scoring team every single game week. There's going to be people that are going to outscore you, and just so happens that you've had a below average game week. It's not the end of the world. Trust me. Next week you can claim it all back.
Yeah. Can I just say something on that, Jace, as well, just quickly, because I've learnt a lot over the last sort of 3 or 4 seasons playing this game. I've played different versions of the game.
It's a mental game, isn't it? Mental game.
Well, I think when you have a bad game week, it's so easy to fall into a trap of trying to chase these points and feel like you're on your own. You haven't got these players that everyone else has got. You haven't got the points, and you start sort of making rash decisions and panicking a little bit. Where the good managers, the really good managers, are always patient with their teams and give it a couple of game weeks. Don't just make silly -4s, -8s,
because you've made a decision in pre-season. You spent weeks and weeks and weeks in pre-season sorting out your team for game week 1. You've given it one game week, and then you're ripping it apart. Just think how stupid that sounds.
I did it a couple of. I did it last.
I don't.
Sorry, Firetog.
That's fine. Well, that's why I thought I was going to get roasted, because that's exactly what I expected you to say.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. You've made the decision now, but at the end of the day, you're comfortable with it. I've always say to people, if they're going to take a hit, you've got to live with that decision. You've got to be happy with that decision. If it backfires on you, you've got to be mentally prepared to take it.
The thing
and if you can't do it, you're not.
We knew last week, right? We know more now. We know a lot more after get one.
Yeah.
We don't know enough. Granted, we don't know enough. We'll know more in 3 or 4 weeks, but we know a lot more now than we did this time last week. To me, that was worth the risk of making the change, because I think there's a significant amount of knowledge that we gained last week that we didn't have before. But if John wants to call it stupid, irrational.
No, I didn't say. I called it. I said brave, ballsy. To be fair.
If somebody else had done it, I'd probably say the same thing.
Look, you've seen something, and you're happy with that decision that you've made.
At the end
so
of the day,
you're
happy with it. Exactly.
Exactly.
Are you happy with what you've done? It's my team.
There's no right or wrong way to play the game. Jason's a prime example of taking hits before, especially early in the season, and it's paying off.
Well. It worked out.
Yeah, I think why you'll get criticism for it this season is because of the fact that we get all these free transfers in game week 16 and we've got a wild card to play. People will probably look at you taking a -12 and thinking, Christ almighty, just
impatient.
Couldn't you just wait a few game weeks and then maybe take a wild card instead of you taking that 12-point hit?
If you're going to be aggressive, this is the year to be aggressive, because you've got these 4 sprints, as everybody keeps telling us, and play more aggressive. Well, why not be aggressive? Why not go for it? If you see something, why not go for it, rather than trying to play the long game? This isn't a long game season. This is 4 short games. So we're going to be wildcarded in game week 8. I might as well try and make the most of game weeks 2 to 7, rather than just waiting and waiting and waiting. And by the time I finally got my team sorted out by game week 6, I'm wildcarding out of it.
How quickly would you want to get those 12 points back within, just for you to say it was a successful sort of move?
Has to be on Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Haaland and Nunes could return it on Saturday and Monday. Easily. Easy.
And it's basically Sterling plus Son versus Haaland and Darwin. Judge it on that at the end of the week.
Yeah.
That's plus.
Do you think if Darwin puts up another performance this week?
He might not even start. He may not start. I'm banking on him. He may not start.
Let's just say he gets another 12 points against Palace this week. Do you reckon people then start thinking, "Shit, I'm gonna work hard," or start making hits to try and get him in?
I'm banking on the template not being able to either. First of all, they won't wildcard because they've got a good team. That would make no sense for those guys who are on 60, 70 points to wildcard. And they've all got 3 Liverpool. It's difficult to get to a higher priced striker than Jesus, and I'm assuming they wouldn't take Jesus out. So it's hard to get a 4.5, the 4.5 striker. Get rid of Diaz or Robertson would be the likely one they'd have to get rid of, so they can get 3 Liverpool. And they've got to find 9 million. My rationale is, I think the template is going to be slow to adopt Darwin, unless they're prepared to take hits. And those guys who are really good and methodical, they don't take hits. They plan it, and every week is a 1 transfer, or in this case, the roll, and they may do a mini wildcard next week. But it is difficult for them to get to Darwin if they're not prepared to take hits. So that was kind of one of my rationales: get ahead of that template by a few weeks, and hopefully get that 12 points back from that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I think like if you like that. Yeah, people are going to be very reluctant to get rid of Jesus with their fixtures. Well, like Jason said, I think the only player that you can you could cover Jesus with his Saka, especially if he's on pens.
Mm-hmm.
I think he gets similar points to Jesus. So if you've got Saka in midfield as your 8 million option, you can probably afford to sort of find that millionaires elsewhere to upgrade Jesus by dropping one of your premium defenders or finding some money from one of your midfielders, possibly. I think that might be the easier way to go, but if you want to hold on to Jesus, it's going to be almost impossible. If you want to go
Jesus off all of a sudden, he scored 7 goals in pre-season. People keep these dating ads with him.
Amazing.
But yeah, I mean, he blanked, and all of a sudden, people are forgetting about him. But coming into into last week, he was 70% owned. Never before, right? Nobody'd ever been that high ownership.
Yeah.
And yet, all of a sudden, we're now like, oh, we'll upgrade Jesus. I still think Jesus has got 7 good weeks ahead of him.
I do as well. But I do think, like, say if Jesus blanks, if he does blank against Leicester, and people think, Christ Almighty, his ownership, he's going to possibly, if he does blank against Leicester, it's more than likely there's a good chance he goes down in value.
Oh,
people are going to start. People are really going to start twitching then.
Yeah,
with that Darwin move.
Yeah.
But then Arsenal's fixtures are still.
They're good 3 till 8, I think.
They're still up there with the best, probably. Yeah. It's just trying to get the best 3 Arsenal, isn't it? Whether it's like you say, if it's for me now, if I could go back to Gameweek 1, for me the best 3 Arsenal would probably be. It's just one game week's worth of data, but it would probably be Saka, Martinelli, and a defender, and then you've got the move to get Darwin in then. But this is hindsight, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just mindful we've got other guests waiting, but feel free to stay in the room because obviously. But I did see Dan. I thought I saw Dan in the waiting room a minute ago.
I spoke to him. He was in the car. Yeah, 6.5 hours been in the car.
He's trying to get Dan in. Dan, if you're listening, Dan, get back in the waiting room. We'll get you on.
Bar's been in there for quite a while, and also Sammy.
Bar's a bar. Here we go.
Hello.
Hello, Bar's a bar. How's it going?
Hey, it's all good. How are you guys tonight?
Living the absolute dream, my friend. Nice points. Gameweek 175. I must be happy with that.
Yeah. Thank you. I know it's quite boring with template talking, maybe, but I'm a guy who likes template.
Well, template-wise, you've got 2. Well, you've got Rashford in there, so that's the one I would say isn't template. Rest of your team is pretty much.
Yeah. And I just wanted to touch on what you guys have already discussed, but from another point of view, maybe the more boring kind of way. But think of this: if you can own 3 players from the top 3 clubs, and they are also solid players in their teams. So 3 from Chelsea, 3 from Liverpool, and 3 from City. That's actually something that is manageable if you have a lot of defenders or in their team. And the ones you want to have in the attacking could be Haaland, Darwin, Nunes, or Diaz, or Salah. But otherwise, then you can pretty much have them, and also Jesus, and then you have like Bailey or Rashford or something like that with that. Have you thought about this?
Obviously the problem you've got is that you're running out of funds quite quickly by having such a big at the back and Salah in your team. You're having to compromise elsewhere. Obviously in this one it's Rashford and Bailey. You've got no midfield there of really other than Salah, right?
Yeah.
I mean it served you well. I mean it's got you 75 points game week 1, but how sustainable is that going to be? You're relying on those defenders to keep getting you the points. I think it's logical. It's good. I mean, for the points per value, and I think the actual the big going big at the back is a valid option. I've seen a lot of people do it. So yeah, it's certainly something which I've seen people do.
Chilwell and James, they could be massive this year if last year's form wanted to go by. I mean, you're looking at Trent 200 points, Robertson 190, Cancelo 190. James and Chilwell both have the potential to do 180, 190 as well. You get massive points from that back line if they all click.
Yeah.
Massive.
Yeah, and for this game week, it's I know you guys speak a lot about the players, and for the Chelsea Spurs game, what about how do you think about Conte versus Tuchel? For me, it feels like Conte is more an impulsive guy that kinds of maybe wants to attack a little bit more, and Tuchel is more the tactic guy that can be 0-0 in the 70th minute. They can still run by it and not changing their tactics. Meanwhile, Conte might go a little bit more.
I think the only issue Tuchel's got is his defense has changed a lot. So has it clicked? Is it clicked yet? Do they all know what they're doing? It's a bit early for them to be playing Spurs with only into the second game of effectively a new defense.
Agree on that. It's fun to see.
How nailed is Chilwell going to be, though?
Well, they got Cucurella now, but you would think Chilwell would hold his own.
It depends on if he plays on the free line back.
What, on the back? So the three centre backs, you mean?
Yeah,
centre back.
Like Koulibaly, you have Silva and Cucurella.
Yeah, that could work. Yeah. Interesting though. I mean, I don't know if there may be that rotation risk though. Still,
of course, yeah.
The formation change and things like that.
Yeah, but then you have Andres Pereira, so you can always have luck on him.
Absolutely,
yeah.
You've got a first sub that's playing. It's going to get you chances of points from attack from Fulham. So
with five subs now, though, your wing backs are probably going to come on anyway, even for like 15 minutes.
The one thing that put me off going Bailey from Gameweek 1 was just that price point of 5 million and Villa's fixtures turning quite quickly. But I think a lot of people now, they're quite lucky really, because if you've gone for Andres Pereira as your bench option, if you've got Bailey and those fixtures change and he goes out of form and you don't want to play him, you can probably pick Andres Pereira into your team, and then it's not like a massive issue that it was that I thought it would have been. That's what put me off going for Bailey from Gameweek 1. But I think people have got a get out of jail free card with Pereira now.
I think he rotates with Bailey fairly well as well.
Yeah.
So he's not a mass. Yeah.
What I'm looking for now in the future is maybe it's always about Robertson, Diaz or Nunes, Darwin, and it's 1 million, 7, 8, 9, and if you can get Walker in, as of right now, it looks like the right back position is pretty solid.
I reckon Walker's a brilliant shout.
Yeah, and then you can free up money for that, because you don't want to move Jesus, you don't want to move Haaland, definitely. So maybe then you can get another attacking.
You've got to find another
Liverpool.
2 million though, right? Well, if you take Robertson down to a 4, you've got 3 million, but you can still only get your striker up to a 7.5.
Yeah, and then you have, maybe you can downgrade Chilwell to Cucurella. That's 1 million extra as well. And then you get, if you think of it again, if you want to have an attacking player from Spurs, Chelsea, and Liverpool who is not Haaland or Salah, who would that be?
I'd be Kulusevski for me.
In top 3 teams.
What was the question? Sorry, who would you have in your team other than who?
Who would you have from the top 3, or maybe Kulusevski as well? That's a good point as well. But if you want to have another attacker, who would that be? So you have Salah and you have Haaland for sure. But who would the third attacker in midfield? Or exactly, Darwin. So then you need to free up money for that, and Robertson needs to go.
KDB.
If you want to take Cancelo down to Walker, you've freed up 2 million there, down to a 5. Robertson down to a 4. You've got enough money then to take your striker up to a 9.
Yeah. There are different ways. Cancelo, I don't think I would move him because
no, it's probably too early. Like I said, I've gone early. But if you wanted to be patient, but you could wait, you roll your transfer, and then if you saw enough this weekend and you really want to do it, you could do it with the mini wildcard -4, and you could do those moves if you wanted.
Yeah, yeah.
If you thought Robertson was going to outscore, basically, can Robertson and Walker outscore Cancelo and Darwin? That's the question you have to ask yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, on one last thing I just want to touch up on. I would like to say Gray or Gordon at Everton with their fixture right now. They're like 5.5 as well. They can challenge Bailey. And you can like get these 5.5 player that's always have a good fixture, and you can play around with that, and you have that template 9 player playing all the time for the best team.
I personally wouldn't want to go near Everton at the moment, even if it's a 5.5. I think even Pereira at 4.5 is even possibly slightly better pick, and you save the million and do something else with that with the money. But I mean, Everton have got no one to sort of get the goals. They've got no finisher. So I think Dewsbury Hall at 5. He's an interesting pick. He could become an absolute gem. He could become one of these wild card picks that we all go for our team and sort of save some funds. Interesting to see how he progresses over the next couple of game weeks. Definitely. And with Walker's an interesting one as well. I never even considered Walker over Cancelo, but I think after watching,
you have to wait till the transfer window closes because they could still do something, right?
Yeah. Do you think? I mean, it's probably an easy question, but do you think Walker 2 million less than Cancelo is obviously a lot better value?
I just want to say, right, we do want to get through callers, quite because people have been waiting. Sam in the chat said he's been waiting in the waiting room for over an hour and he's now dropped out. So we don't want to be making people wait for too long because we can debate back and forth quite some time. So I think if you haven't got any further questions about your team, we should move on to the next caller.
Yeah. Thanks so much. I've been watching you from day one, so really enjoying all the early mornings with the Stevie-O and Jason, all the nights as well. So yeah, have a good one.
Man. I know, I appreciate it. It's just we don't want it to turn into hangouts where like we just keep talking and not getting people on because people are waiting, and obviously it's getting late as well in a lot of places. Sure. So
yeah, have a good one.
Cheers, thank you, Baba.
Thank you.
I don't know who's next. I don't know who was next. Let me have a look on the
Kazali, I think.
And I understand, like, guys, we try our best to see who's been waiting the longest. We sometimes miss people. It's not intentional. It's just we just lose track of who joined when. Kazali, how's it going?
Greetings. Hello.
Hey, are you using the extension, the FPL Better FPL, right?
I am. Yeah.
Awesome. So your team's set. Have you done any transfers?
-4.
Okay.
I got tired of Sterling. I just wanted to try and win Gameweek. So it's fine.
Tired of Sterling?
Yeah.
Give him one week.
You gotta take a punt, don't you?
What? So I assume you booked De Bruyne in.
Yeah.
So how did you afford De Bruyne from Sterling?
De Bruyne and Saliba in for Robbo and Sterling. I don't want to have Robbo now.
So De Bruyne and Saliba in for Robbo and Sterling.
Yeah.
After 1 week.
Yeah. It was a plan.
I mean, it was a punt for 1 week. Was that always the plan?
Yeah, just to see how he looked. I mean, he scored a goal.
Did he look good or no?
I mean, decent.
He's one of the best left backs in the world.
I'd rather have De Bruyne for the next 5 or so. I think.
Are you worried that this move might backfire on you?
No, because he has no ownership. So
who has no ownership?
Sterling. What is he? 10% or so.
Yeah, but it's not just Sterling though, is it? It's also Robbo. Robbo is a prolific, 200 point plus.
Robbo I'm fine with for now. I don't need him for now.
I can't wait. I honestly can't wait for Lingard to outscore everyone this weekend.
Okay, so your like the way I'm getting this information is your disappointment for Sterling blanking is left is basically
no. It's because of the City fixture. That's why I think KDB has got Sterling in the run. That's why.
Okay. Why would you take Robbo out instead of, like, was it fixtures for Arsenal? You know, for Jesus, because Jesus also blanked.
Robbo's just for money.
You could have got money from Jesus.
Yeah, no, I'm not taking him out. He looked really good in the game. So why would I?
Was it Ghazali, Robertson to Saliba? Was that what you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I have 0.5 in the bank, so.
I mean, it's nice to have De Bruyne in, and Arsenal got good fixtures. Saliba's a good defender. I don't know if it's gonna massively pay off. I think it will just slightly outscore. I think De Bruyne will outscore Sterling, but I think the points you get from De Bruyne may be offset by the points you lose with Robertson.
That's fine to me.
So you might end up.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine either way if he does. I don't feel the need. I mean, they look to me. Liverpool look too shaky at the moment. But I mean, nobody does. But I don't need. If I'm going to take one out, I'm not.
Are you not a little? Do you not think that giving it 1 week?
No, you're gonna have to be aggressive now. I mean, the World Cup is in Game Week 8 or so. You can play aggressive. If it doesn't work out, you get him.
Can I ask him a question? Can I ask him a question?
Yeah, but you're giving up points. Yeah, very quickly. You are giving up points, taking a -4. Obviously, we had Firetog that's done a -12.
Yeah.
But his moves were, I would say, like for me, I almost want to say that these moves haven't strengthened your team. How would you reply to me, like me saying that?
No, it's fine. I mean, I'm just having fun. Either way.
Go ahead, John.
It was just like the fact that you've gone double Arsenal defence now, and you've got Jesus there. Are you not slightly worried that you're sort of going to be difficult to get like Martinelli or Saka in your team? Like Martinelli, 6 in those gone 6.1.
I can't go for because of the price raise, so I'm not going near that. Saka, fair enough, but if I want him, I can move for him. But I wouldn't be now.
All right. It's a brave move going double Arsenal.
You're not worried about like the fact you've got 3 potential captain picks there in your team. You may have just transferred another captain headache in. Like,
no, I know my captain pick, and I'm not captaining Salah this Gameweek.
But every week you're going to have 3 contenders, pretty much.
Well, it depends on the Gameweek, yeah.
Well, they've all got good fixtures.
Yeah.
How do you feel about having just 2 Liverpools, Ghazali?
That's fine. I have an option for that for Bailey and Harvey Elliott.
You got any money in the bank?
5.5.
Interesting. I mean, okay, it's interesting to get behind like your rationale, your thought process. Certainly seems that you may have been a bit impatient with Sterling, but you've got De Bruyne in. He's a machine. Let's just hope he outscores what Robbo is going to bring in over the coming weeks, and because obviously Saliba is going to get you. There's a chance that Saliba is going to get you the odd clean sheet, but he's no Robbo. He's no.
No. I mean, I think everyone knows that.
Yeah, and Sterling will score goals. Like he will score goals for Chelsea. I just hope that you don't live to regret that transfer. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, I understand the transfers. I understand the transfer. I just think that it could have waited.
If he scores 4 goals and De Bruyne scores 1, I'm fine with it.
You've kind of okay. You're at peace with your decision. That's good. That's good.
I like the Rodrigo pick. I do like the Rodrigo. I think Leeds fixtures going forward are pretty nice. How much is Rodrigo? Is he 6?
6, yeah, but he's probably getting benched after this game week.
So yeah, Martinelli. I know he's gone at 0.1 now. I think Martinelli still will stand out.
Yeah, no, I can get him, but I don't want to.
Yeah,
there's a reason behind getting Saliba that I don't feel like I need Saka or Martinelli.
Yeah, has Saliba gone up to 4.6? Has he?
No, But I mean, yeah, I think if he's going up, it's on Sunday. I think.
He might go up. Yeah, he might go up in the next couple of days.
Awesome. Okay, well, thank you for sharing your team with us, Ghazali. I mean, I think it's okay. It's okay. I mean, Rodrigo, Bailey. I'm not over the moon with those picks, but the rest of your team
Maybe one of them returned.
Huh?
Rodrigo returned, but yeah.
Yeah, he might have returned, but I don't think that he's a strong FPL asset. Throughout your first 4 or 5 game weeks. I think that you've obviously got a lot of heavy hitters in your team, and it's the old phrase. You've got so many expensive premiums in your team. You're having to make sacrifices, and you're just getting the best of what you can. So it's fair enough. I mean, having De Bruyne, Salah, Haaland in your team with Alexander-Arnold is, in my opinion, a bit overkill. But you've done it, so let's see how it goes. Best of luck to you, man.
Yep.
Thank you for coming on. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Cheers, Ghazali.
Moa next, Jason, then we're Roy. I think we can be done.
Hey, Moa. Hey, Moa.
Hello, Mo. In a 3.
Oh, yeah. Hello. How you doing?
We're all good. 88 points last game week. What do you want to hear from us this week? What's your dilemma?
Yeah, this week my dilemma is the captain picks. Though I have Haaland and Salah, but yet I didn't decide. But if I see, I might end up captaining Haaland.
Well, Captain Haaland's the safe pick against the crowd. If people own Haaland, they're all captaining Haaland apart from me. If people own Salah, which is a very, very high percentage of people, they're captaining Salah for the Monday night kickoff, which is exactly what I'm doing. So it's down to your gut.
It looks like the people who've got both are captaining Haaland from the captaincy polls that I've seen.
Yes. Yeah. No, I'm going against it, but I'm happy to take that risk. I think, personally, I expect Salah to do very well against Crystal Palace. I was not impressed by them at all. And it's at Anfield as well. And I think that his partnership with Darwin is going to bring out the best in Salah. And I'm expecting Salah to do really, really well against Crystal Palace. Whereas Haaland, I own him. I think he's going to perform very well against Bournemouth at goals anywhere between, I'm predicting 4-0, John 5-0, Firedog 6, It could end up being, as the history is suggesting here, 3-1. So it's an obvious captain picking Haaland, but I still personally think that Salah is a very, very, very good pick. But we have these players for a reason. And really, it's just a coin toss. I know Karma Baby uses the coin flip, what do we call it, application in the Discord. Maybe you want to give that a go. Or just literally do a coin flip.
Yeah. I could go Salah, but what I'm fearing is this. Though, if I go Salah, the people who go Salah captain are less to the people who are going to captain Haaland. So, if Haaland howls, you will suffer a lot. But if all people go Haaland and the less go with Salah, I don't think there's a lot of suffering. That's
Looking at your team and the mentality that it's a very safe team, I think you would be best going Haaland because obviously you're a minimal risk player, which is fine. Everybody play to their own risk tolerance, and if you're a low risk player, then the low risk option is to captain Haaland. And then, like you say, if Haaland goes does well, you do well. If Haaland does badly, well, so does most of other people. You're not going to drop a lot. So your safe option is Haaland.
Yeah, that's what I'm considering a lot. And I'm not doing any transfer as I rolled, because after this game week 3, the only change I wanted to make is Trippier who face Man City. There I might go Chelsea defense. Maybe Cucurella if this game week 2 is started or you get some minutes, or Thiago Silva I have 0.50 in the bank. The only transfer I can make game week 3 is that.
Again, I think any person with a plan.
Then Neto, I think we will face at the game week 3 Fulham. Then I might go with Andres Pereira instead of Neto as I keep. Then after that, at game week 4, I might go with Neto.
Yeah, I think anybody with a plan moving forward is always going to, within reason, feel a lot more stress-free, so to speak. You don't have to do such rash decisions if you've got something in your head to go, no, I'm happy with doing what I'm doing, especially if you've got 2 free transfers going into game week 3, which is absolutely ideal. I mean, I personally will be having 2 free transfers in game week 4 if going to my plan. But it sounds like you're set, Mo.
Good
Brilliant.
luck. Hope you maintain that rank.
cheers.
That's a great rank, 41k.
The only thing I'd say as well, Mo, is like if you're worried about captaincy, sometimes just play the game simple. Just go with the player that you think's going to. I know it sounds simple. Just go with the player you think's going to score the most points. Don't overthink it. Don't worry about ownership or anything like that. Just go. If you fancy City to crush Bournemouth at the weekend, if you think they've got a higher chance of scoring more goals, and you think there's a higher chance that Haaland gets involved in more of these goals, then just captain him. Don't worry about it. Just keep it simple. It's too early.
Yeah.
Completely agree.
The other thing I'm fearing is that I don't have third Liverpool player. As this game week 2, Liverpool will play Monday. So if I end up captaining Haaland and Haaland did not do anything, then at Monday I don't have third Liverpool player and Salah not at the armband, so I might suffer. So at game week 3, I want to let Darwin Nunes. How can I let him? That's what I'm planning. If he gets some points and some minutes at game week 2, if he look like a starter, that's what I'm considering also at game week 3.
Yeah. Again, you've got a plan in place. Just stick with it, and you'll have more data by the end of Monday evening.
You're rolling this weekend, are you? I assume. You're rolling your transfer. You're rolling your transfer.
Yeah. I'm rolling my transfer this week.
Perfect position next week to decide it. If you want to get to, if you need to get to Darwin, you've got 2 transfers and a small hit. You can rearrange it and get there.
Though even if I roll this week my transfer, still it is very difficult to let Darwin unless I transfer out Jesus to Darwin. That will not be difficult to me, but Jesus I don't want to let out as he has more fixtures, decent fixtures. I think the 3 games to come, the 4 games to come, he has 3 home games. And I know Jesus is, I think he will get some point. He has decent fixtures. That's what I don't want. But I don't think, if it is too difficult.
If you want to go there, you might have to go 4-3-3 and drop down Cancelo and James to release the money to do it. Or transfer Jesus. If you wanted to keep Jesus, then you'd have to do that.
Alex Arnold, Cancelo, James, Salah, Haaland, those, even Saka, mate, I will not transfer up to game week 6. The only transfer I can do is maybe Ederson to Mendy, then Trippier to Walker. That's what I'm considering also. But Alexander-Arnold, Salah, Saka, Haaland, Jesus, all those I don't want to transfer up to the next wild card, which I'm planning to do wild card at game week 8 or game week 7.
Right, but there's no way you can get to Darwin without releasing money unless it's Jesus. And if you don't want to get
unless
I
do sacrifice
players,
yeah.
You've got to get money from somewhere. You've got to find like 5 million. So you've got to make sacrifices, or you just don't do it. And you're probably best off not doing it if that's the case.
Yeah.
Can't have them all.
You can't, mate.
Thank you, man.
And in fact, thank you. This is my second season. I started last year at game week 4, though I didn't do well. But this season, I want to make a lot of changes. Yeah, thank you.
No, you've got a plan. Cheers, man. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, bro. Enjoy.
There we are. There is Mo there. I think let's bring on Roy and Dan. Let's bring them on together. There's good old Roy. Let's bring on Dan. See if they speak. Hello, Roy.
Hello, mate.
What do you want to ask the experts in Fire Talk and John?
Right. I've got a predicament for this week, right? I don't know who to start between Bailey, Neto, or Andreas.
4. Oh, literally just who to start out of them 3.
Yeah, literally that.
Bailey. Easy.
I heard something that he apparently wasn't going to start, but I don't know how. It's from
Gerard said he looked really lively in the midweek training. The press conference today was very positive towards Bailey. So all indications are that he's likely to start. I mean, obviously they could change it up the formation and play 2 up front, but it does sound like he's high probability of starting.
And to be honest with you, I think that this is legitimately, I said it in a members video, this could be the game which could potentially be, if they lose, the downfall of Steven Gerrard. They have to win.
Yeah.
They have to beat Everton. End of discussion. Everton are a team in which will concede lots of goals. Lampard's teams do not defend whatsoever. They're too gun-ho, and Steven Gerrard has to take advantage tomorrow at home in the brand new season. And if they get beaten by Everton, I'm sorry to say this, but I think Gerrard's going to be on his last legs, because I know there's a lot of rumblings between Aston Villa fans that they're not particularly happy with the way Gerrard is setting things up and the decision making and everything. And if he don't get it right against Everton tomorrow, it's going to be toxic.
Yeah.
What's your prediction for the Villa game?
Mate.
Yeah, Roy.
Oh, I was gonna say just a 1-0.
What's your prediction for the Wolves Fulham game?
I think that both those games are going to be really close. I think because Fulham look pretty good.
But if you think Villa's going to be only 1-0, why don't you consider Andreas then?
On paper, Neto looks the best, but obviously that was before game week 1. I planned out to play Neto game week 2, because I assumed Liverpool were going to dominate Fulham entirely, but obviously that's not the case. Wolves still had Cody. But I think without Cody, their defence is really ropey.
Yeah. That Fulham performance against Liverpool, that performance from Pereira, has definitely thrown a lot of benching headaches into this game week, hasn't it? It's great.
Yeah.
A lot of people are considering starting him.
I was going to say,
it's a tough.
Get one goal. If Villa's only going to get one goal in your mind, then I would be like Fulham. If you think that's going to be low scoring, I would be putting your money on Andreas, because they look really good against Liverpool.
But
it's a tough call. It's a tough call.
Yeah. really is. Or I could I don't know how James is gonna do against Spurs, and I could play either Neto or
I wouldn't
Bailey
drop your
instead.
opinion. I wouldn't drop your opinion. James could get hauls, even if he conceded, he could get hauls.
Yeah, I
You've
didn't
got him in
see.
there.
I
You've
didn't
got him in
see
there for
how
more than
he
clean sheet.
played. I didn't watch the.
Well, he didn't play great, but he managed to get 2 bonus points and he
Yeah.
got a yellow card. So I mean, even when he does nothing, he gets points.
Yeah.
He was on a lot of set pieces, albeit I
A lot
think
of
that he
bad
could be
corners.
taken off.
Yeah.
Because they were absolutely awful.
And he played
So-
3 different positions too. He played right wing back. He played left wing back, and then he played right centre back. They moved him around.
Yeah.
But I'm now leaning towards Andreas to start. Because he's
Okay.
Would you be more frustrated if you didn't pick Bailey and then Bailey did something? Because that would be the ultimate frustration, wouldn't it? You pick Bailey at the start because Villa have got these.
frustrated if any of them get an attacking return and they're on my bench.
You can't have everyone, and in fact, you are the prime example of use your bench boost. Then, if you're that concerned about the players that are on your bench potentially getting something, do the bench boost, because that's what everybody says. Just play your bench boost in a random game week when you believe that you've got a benching headache.
Yeah, but his striker doesn't play.
Oh, right. Oh, I see. Ah, right. Of course. Yeah.
What was that? Sorry.
I said your striker's not playing. You don't want a bench boost with a striker who's not playing.
Yeah.
I mean, people pick Bailey because they looked at these Villa fixtures, didn't they? The first 2 or 3 fixtures look great. And now, because of that first fixture, people are looking at benching him. It's the ultimate frustration, isn't it? If he does well game week 2, I know Gerrard's under a lot of pressure, but Everton, it'd be interesting to see. Interesting to see that game. It's a tough call. It's a 50-50.
Yeah. Who would you guys go for then? To start?
I would stick with Bailey because you picked him from the start. You looked at Villa's fixtures, picked him for a reason. I know Pereira's come out of nowhere for that Liverpool fixture, but Wolves might not be. I know they've changed their formation. They've gone to a 4 at the back. They could definitely be got out defensively. Mitrovic looks like he's going to continue his form from the Championship going forward. And if Mitrovic scores, then there's a high chance Andres Pereira gets the assist. But I mean, it's such a hard one. It's a really tough call, mate. I think whatever you do, it's going to probably end up being the wrong decision, and you'll get FPL shit out of all over your team. But just have to accept it. But just stick with your plan from game week 1. I know it's one we've got a little bit of information from one game week, but Villa could turn it around. Everton, they could do. Who knows? Watkins comes back into that team. It could be a completely different Villa team. I don't know. It's such a tough call, mate. Such a tough call. Just whatever you do, all the best. Wish you all the best of luck.
Right.
I've gone Bailey over Andreas in mine, but I predicted Villa to win 2-0. I was a bit more bullish on Villa than you are. So I've gone Bailey.
It's gonna be close.
Yeah. All right, Roy. Well, call the Sunday surgery when it all goes to plan.
I will. Thanks for having me on there.
No, thank you. Cheers, Roy.
See you guys.
There is Roy. There is Roy. And Jason, I think that beautifully concludes tonight's show.
Yeah. Just got loads of messages I've got to get back to, but I've just enjoyed listening into the conversation. I'm glad that I don't have any headaches with my team, because it seems that others do, and it's quite nice to hear that people who have outscored me have got more dilemmas, and some cases are are thinking of taking hits. So best of luck to everybody, and by the way, is it working well, the fact I'm sharing my screen, by the way? Would you not watch it?
We'll find out in the
no, but you, I mean,
I'm not even looking at it now.
Well, what's the point of me doing it then?
It's giving me feedback constantly, so.
Oh right, okay. You're hearing it back, were you? Okay, cool. Yeah. So on that note, then, should we just wrap up the show? Thank you to everyone that's been on. Appreciate it. Follow us on social media. Like, comment, subscribe to the video. Make sure to be joining our Discord Follow us on Elite FPL on the old Twitter and the Instagram also. And on that note, I think I'll say goodnight to everybody. Good night, Firetide. Good night, John Magic. Good night.
And just a reminder, tomorrow 3 p.m. kickoffs with me.
Yes.
And then on Sunday it will be the Sunday surgery with me. So yeah.
I'll do my best to call in, dude. I'm gonna do my best. I hope I'm not in the middle of nowhere. Like, what was that program that was on BBC ages ago? Was it A League of Gentlemen?
Yes.
They were out in the middle of the sticks. You turn up and it's like you're the outsiders.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
let's hope it's not like that. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody. Catch you later.
Goodbye.